You're listening to a Total Fit Show. Each week, Mike brings you tips, insights, and interviews with other health and wellness professionals to help you become the best version of yourself. He may sound like he has it all together, but make no mistake, this is a Total Fit Show.
Years ago, I thought I was the only person with a large number of negative thoughts on a looped playlist between my ears. It wasn't until I began working with a conditioning certification that I became aware of mental performance training. Over the years, I'd heard of various programs, but I always wrote those things off as gimmicky, really didn't think they had a lot of value. But in this conditioning certification, I was introduced to a few mental performance coaches and mental toughness coaches. They were working with top CEOs, professional athletes, and political leaders. All of these people that I thought had the most confidence in the world, they were working with a mental performance coach. And it was all to boost their confidence. Well, I was shocked. So I started working with a number of these coaches, and there was Brian Kane, and he had a mental performance mastery course. As I finished the conditioning certification, I dove off into this. And going through that, I learned that 90 to 95% of our thoughts today are the same as they were yesterday. And as many as 80% of those recurring thoughts are negative. And that shocked me. I mean, this meant that I wasn't the only person with screwed up thought patterns. Well, these mental performance coaches believe that if your brain is going to loop a thought playlist, it only makes sense if you provide a little input for what you want to hear and what you need to hear. Now, I'm going to be clear about something. I'm not telling you to become one of those insufferable, good vibes people. You can't simply think your way to success or think your way to where you want to go. You also need to take action. The focus here is about training your mind with the same intention that you train your body. You don't do a single set of push-ups and expect the benefits to last in perpetuity. It doesn't work that way for your thoughts either. Mental performance, just like physical performance, requires you to put in the reps. And that's where so many people get stuck. They think mindset is something that happens to them. They believe that if they work harder, or maybe if they achieve their next goal, they'll have more confidence. It's just not how it works. Our brains don't work that way. You need to proactively add thoughts to your mental playlist. Build your confidence intentionally and stop waiting for it to happen. I put something together called the Mental Reps Workout. It's not complicated. It's something you can do in under 5 minutes in the morning, but it is something that you need to do on a regular basis to get any benefit from it. So it starts out and has a little parasympathetic breathing, gets your nervous system gets you out of fight or flight. Then it has a couple of present tense I am statements. And those are not statements of who you hope to be someday, but it's who you're already becoming, but you're speaking like it's already true. There's a lot of science behind that, and I don't want to dive into that, but the I am statements, you're speaking that as if it's already true. You're not speaking like I want to be or I wish to be. Critical from a psychology standpoint that you speak of them in the present tense. From there, you go into a quick highlight reel. So your best moments, but you want to replay these when doubt shows up sort of uninvited, because that happens normally. If you do 100 things in a day, but you screw up one thing, we tend to hang on to the one thing that we screwed up. We forget the 100 things that we did right. That's normal. I don't know why we're wired that way, but we are. So you want to actively curate your own personal highlight reel. And I've written a few emails about it, but like Manny Ramirez, who is one of the greatest hitters ever in baseball. And a lot of pro athletes will watch game tape and they're looking back at things for what they did wrong. And there are a few players that asked Manny Ramirez if they could sit in on his film study. And when they did, he was in there and he was watching all of his highlights, but he had, because they've got film technicians, and they put together these highlight reels of him hitting home runs and making all these great plays. And that was what he watched. That's what he programmed his brain with. He didn't want to go back and look at his failures over and over. He went back to his best moments. Essentially, you're wanting to do the same thing, but we probably don't have all of our best moments probably weren't recorded on video, and we don't have our own film techs that can throw that thing together for us. So you're going to need to do a little work here. Maybe it was your wedding day. Maybe it was the day you got promoted or you signed the biggest deal you've ever done. Maybe it was the day you bought your house. Whatever that is for you, but put those things together. Think back on some of those and let's write them down, because you're going to want to come back to them. And then from there, you're going to take a quick review of the different motivational quotes that really speak to your soul. And that's different for everybody, but you're going to find the ones that really land for you. And then from there, you'll go back to your I am statements, because you want to reinforce that with some more reps. And that's it. No equipment, no excuses. I didn't invent any of this. This is all built from stuff. And I pulled this from guys that have spent their entire careers for mental performance coaching. So guys like Ben Newman, Dr. Jason Selk, Brian Kane, a number of different backgrounds, all working with different pro athletes and business professionals, but the same core idea that people weren't born that way and they had to program their brains this way. So your homework is to fill out the mental reps workout for yourself. And then on a daily basis, you kind of go to this. It takes a whole lot less time than like scrolling your phone in the morning or checking social media, 5 minutes or less, and you've really set yourself up. And if you do this on a regular basis, a massive impact on your self-confidence and your overall mindset. So tomorrow morning, before the emails, before the noise, and before the world gets noisy and the world hands you its agenda, take 5 minutes for yourself. Do something positive for your own mindset. See how it feels for you. I'll put the link in the show notes. You can grab the mental reps workout. Check it out.
Thanks for listening to this episode of A Total Fit Show. If you like what you've heard, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. You can also find more info and how to get in touch with Mike at nolimitsfitnessfl.com. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we hope you'll join us on the next episode of A Total Fit Show.